am just now putting out my next makeup video. I've been a little delinquent. Sorry. I apologize. I am going to be doing another everyday face, since I think that it's important to mix up your everyday face, since you don't want to wear the same face every day. A lot of days I like to start off with just a really simple tinted moisturizer, if you will. I use about a quarter size amount for my entire face, and luckily, like I said, this has an SPF in it as well. I don't know what that was, that just came out really weird, but you know what I'm trying to say. And again, I'm just going to apply it much like I would a moisturizer, but again, this is a tinted moisturizer. Not forgetting to blend the neck. We've all unfortunately seen that person where it's like a totally different color, the this and the this, and it may have even been ourselves. Hopefully it won't be you, and it won't be me. So that's why we're doing stuff like this, to make sure. I noticed too, to make sure you blend in by the nostrils. I'll forget to do that, and then I'll walk in somewhere and then I'll have like a makeup line around my nostril. And that's not cute, I'll be honest. I'm just gonna take my handy dandy makeup brush, just blend out the edges, if you will, you know. But I'm going ahead and applying my pink under eye, which, like I told you guys last time, I love it because the pink really counterbalances the purple and also is a really great highlighter. Next, I have this really awesome flat brush that's really great for painting anything onto your face. So I'm going to take my Select Cover Up by MAC, and this is a really thick concealer, so this is what I use for all of my zits that I get. So I'm just going to dab that on the little guys. I know, I have one in between my eyes. How horrible is that, right? And it's like a third eye. So next, I'm going to go ahead and set this with a loose powder that, again, has no color to it. And it is by, you guessed it, MAC. Yeah, I know. It's a surprise. Next, I'm going to be putting on an eyeshadow base so that, again, I have really oily eyelids. So everything has a tendency to like crease or come off really easily. This MAC paint, it's called Untitled. Great little tubes. And then you just take a little bit, I mean like the smallest dollop possible. And I'm just going to apply it all over really, and just a little bit up here because mostly the oiliness is just going to be right here on the actual eyelid itself, you know, and in the crease. It doesn't provide any color, it just, one, will give the eyeshadow something concrete to grab onto, so it maximizes the color. It's probably the #1 thing that I love from MAC. I mean, is that true? You know? I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna go with yes. Just kind of blending that in like so. And next, just to create a little bit of depth on my eye, my 224 brush, and then shove it in my crease. And also a really easy way to find your crease is just to tilt your head back, and it kind of creates the crease for you right there. So you could just shove it in there. I mean, it's already there. Bam! What do you know? Shoot! Okay, so after we sort of just lay down a really light color for depth, I'm just going to add like a really nice little shimmer. I'm just going to take with my finger like so on the eyebrows here. Just so that it's like a nice little highlighter on the eyebrow. I think human nature, we are all sort of creatures of habit, so we always do the same thing every day. Wear the same colors. Everybody has a tendency to always wear brown, or you wear gray, or someone once told you that, you know, purple brought out your green eyes, so you ever wear purple every day. But I think it's really important to try to mix things up, or maybe you'll get inspired by something like a Sophia Loren poster or an Audrey Hepburn picture. I'm in this really big cat eye phase. The key to it, I've noticed, is to kind of like, when you close your eyes, to gently tug on your lash line so it exposes the lash line, and you kind of follow the curvature and do a little tiny kick at the end, just a little tiny kick. I think that it can take a long time to kind of develop your technique as far as like the kick and like how much to do and how far it should go, and like one side will be higher than the other. So now I'm going to fill in my brows, and I was realizing through looking at pictures of myself that I've been needing to fill in my brows like every day. So I have this nice little bronze color, and I'm just going to sort of fill in the eyebrows. And again, this is, since it's more of a day look, it's just going to be a really light fill in. Brush it out a little bit. Okay, just to finish up the eye look, I'm going to go ahead and curl my eyelashes. So when you're getting it in there, I think it's really important to tilt it up. See how you just tilt it up ever so slightly? And then you work your way down the lash, squeezing all the way to the end, and it gives it like the perfect graduation. I still love my Unstoppable mascara by Maybelline, but I've since discovered this new one by Chanel that separates, curls, thickens them, and lengthens them all in one. Sold, and sold. The other thing that I liked about it is that it also doesn't give me the raccoon eyes. The raccoon eyes, excuse me, it's an ailment that I suffer from. It's embarrassing, okay? Okay. I'm okay. Thank you. But this prevents the raccoon eyes, so I believe in it. Even though it's $27 a tube. Something important to remember about mascara is to not pump it a lot, you know? Because the air, getting all the air in there can dry it out really quick. Key for me also with mascara is that I love a good brush. And this one has a great brush, and it's made from, like, I don't know, space age awesomeness. Yeah. Sometimes during the day also I spend a long time on my lashes because let's just face it, when you're having a poopy day, your favorite outfit or whatever just won't cheer you up, sometimes eyelashes do. Strange but true. And I don't know why, but just the way it is. I like to use a bronzer sometimes just to give me a little extra color when I feel like mixing it up, being a little spicy. The best way to do it is to do it like there was a W written across your face, and then start going down first. And it's going to be anything that's basically raised. The whole idea of a bronzer is to give you a sun-kissed look. So there are some days where I love the look of a cream blush. I feel like it gives me this like dewy, super fresh and natural, sexy look. My Magique blush by Lancome, which is called Pink Parfait. I'm going to smile and just apply it to... And I like cream blush because I feel like you can apply it a little bit more kind of on the rounds of your cheeks as opposed to the apples. So I'm going to apply it here, smile, and then look for the raised part. I like to use a stippling motion when I put on my cream. And this is actually more like a mousse, so it's like really wet. And last but not least is my lips. I'm going to be using this awesome Juicy Tube by Lancome, and the color is called Chai Freeze, and it's this gorgeous nude tone. Move it around a little bit. So I'm going to take this out. I have bangs now. It's new. Yay! So that is one of my everyday looks, and like I said, I try to keep it new and fresh and evolving, which is always a good word to use. So I hope you're doing well, and thanks for checking it out. Thanks, guys.